drum major instinct. And it really was his last major speech and sermon prior to his untimely death. I'm going to give an excerpt from that very, very powerful and moving speech. These are Dr. King's words. Every now and then, I guess we all think realistically about that day when we will be victimized with what is life's final common denominator. That's something we call death. We all think about it, and every now and then I think about my own death, and I think about my own funeral, and I don't think about it in a morbid sense. And every now and then I ask myself what it is that I would want said, and I leave the word with you this morning. If any of you are around when I have to meet my day, I don't want a long funeral. And if you get somebody to deliver the eulogy, tell him not to talk too long. And every now and then I ask myself what I want him to say. Tell him not to mention that I have a Nobel Peace Prize. That isn't so important. Tell him not to mention that I have 300 or 400 other awards. That's not important. Tell him not to mention where I went to school. I'd like for somebody to mention that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to give his life serving others. I'd like for somebody to mention that day that Martin Luther King Jr. tried to love somebody. I want you to be able to say that day that I tried to be right on the war question. I want you to be able to say that day that I did try in my life to feed those who were hungry. I want you to be able to say that day that I did try in my life to visit those who were in prison. I want you to be able to say on that day that I tried to love and serve humanity. Yes, if you want to say that I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for justice. Say that I was a drum major for peace. I was a drum major for righteousness. And all the other shallow things will not matter. I won't have any money to leave behind. I won't have the fine and luxurious things of life to leave behind, but I just want to leave a committed life behind. And that is all that I want him to say. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with the words of a song, if I can show somebody he's traveling wrong, then my living will not be in vain. If I can do my duty as a Christian ought, if I can bring salvation to a world once wrought, if I can spread the messages as the Master taught,